Hello. I don't know if I say this every time. I feel like I do say this every time. This is going to be a fun stream. And you know why this is going to be a fun stream? I have rarely been this tired. I am so exhausted. You might be able to tell by the fact that this setup is a little bit maybe messy, if you want to put it that way. I mean, there's a dog like just there. I mean, she's gonna be involved in all of this. I'm very confident that at some point over the next 2 hours, not only is she going to want to leave this room, she's then going to want to come back into this room, then probably leave again. I'm going to be doing more dog watching than game watching. But when have we ever done game watching unironically on the Leaguie live stream? So it's not really going to matter too much. Hello, all of you. It is good to see you all here for the first game that I'm live streaming of this round. I'm doing all 3 games tomorrow. That's going to be something pretty special as well. But this one's an interesting game. It's the first game of the round coming out of State of Origin, but there is one storyline that I am following very, very closely today. And I might as well just get straight into it because it's to do with the team lists. Having a look at my screen over here, it's all normal. I looked at the teams beforehand. There's one little change, but it is this man here, Jed. Oh, I always do this. Jed Stewart. Jed Stewart. You might recognize the spelling of that surname. It is the same as the coach. That is Ricky Stewart's son. We've seen many father-son coaching duos in the NRL in recent history. The likes of Brad and Jacob Arthur spring to mind. You've got the Flanagans. You've obviously got the Clearys. And now we have yet another one. This one's not a halfback, though. He will start on the wing today. And he is a very talented player. Genuinely, Ricky Stewart is not the kind of guy who would have him there for any, nepotism reasons. This is a deserved spot. So Jed Stewart right there. Very, very cool stuff. The rest of the teams are named completely as normal, except for Sione Fainu coming into the front row just there for the Tigers, which pushes Fanua Bole to the bench. But it is an interesting one. You look at the likes of Talon De Silva. Today, some reports came out that he was being told he's able to talk elsewhere with other teams. Is his, commitment to the Tigers there, of the Tigers' committed to him fully? It's an interesting one, but we'll see. The results on the field are really what matter in the end, so we'll see if they can get that done against the Canberra Raiders side, who are in incredible form so far this season. And last year the Tigers got the win over these guys from memory. Was it at Leichhardt or Campbelltown? It was a Tigers home game, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. The Raiders might be out for revenge. Exposing Leaguie Hater says, "Hey Leaguie, I'm going to Canberra for a school excursion in November. My condolences." As someone who lives there, don't really know what you could possibly be coming down to Canberra to see. Although I do know it's a very common place to go. Just make sure you don't leave Canberra before seeing Big Swoop, because Big Swoop is by far the greatest attraction down there in the ACT. George says, "Your dog is so cute." I'm blocking the dog. I mean, the dog's been a feature before. This isn't the first time. But the thing is, my microphone kind of has to be here so I could talk it to the camera. So it blocks her. But she's just chilling. She is just chilling. Lancaster says, "Oh, I had an exam today. In the 10-question multiple choice section, the last 5 in a row were A plus 2 of the first 5. I confirmed everyone else got the same answers, were straight up evil." That is very evil. Damn, no, my exam season is over, luckily, so I can actually focus on making content. Although it has been a little while since I made a long-form video. I've got many ideas. I'm in the middle of writing one. I'm doing that typical YouTuber thing of making a lot of videos and then going away on holiday and uploading those videos while I'm away on holiday. Not to mention, though, I'm surprised, I don't think it's been brought up in the chat yet. I thought it would be almost immediate. The couple of short videos that I've made recently, any, particularly focused on a couple of content creating brothers, that's basically dominated my world for the last 4 days. So very, very positive responses, very, very negative responses by some surprising people. So it's been very, very cool. Hello, NRL Head. Good to see you here. One thing I have done, which you might be able to notice, in my streams, I always kind of look down because I'm watching the game down there and it's not very engaging. I've put my screen, it's right here. It's just underneath the camera. So I'm going to be watching the game like this, which is hopefully, close enough. I don't think, no, good. You can't see it in the camera. I'm just centering it even more. I have put an iPad on top of an Xbox to get some elevation. It's rudimentary, but it works. There is no problem with it whatsoever. Tiger says, don't be like Bo. Yes, well, that's the other short. Don't be like Bo. That one wasn't quite as controversial, but it was funny. Appy, thank you for the follow over on Twitch, as well as Ibrahim and Waru, I missed earlier, as well as Paxi Guma. It's actually been kind of crazy over on Twitch. Thank you guys so much. Danny says, I'm depressed. I'm stressed. Well, isn't that just kind of part and parcel of being a Tigers fan most of the time? Nah, look. Raiders are a very, very good team. It's rare this season that you do have a game where you go into it and you're like, okay, I feel like I'm pretty confident who wins this one. And even in some of those games, it hasn't actually ended up being straightforward. The likes of Roosters versus Sharks at the Central Coast when they had no Origin players out, that comes to mind. Roosters put 40 on them. So it's never, not impossible. It's never over. And the Tigers do have the likes of Jerome Luai backing up from State of Origin, which is, I know he's a half, but like great effort. He would have taken a lot of punishment playing 80 minutes on Wednesday, and to back up on Friday night, that's kind of insane. So very, very cool. Tiger says, I'll be going to watch my team lose by 32 points or more because I can't hold myself to watch you and my team at the same time. That's completely acceptable. As someone who, before my team was revealed, I had to try and hide who I followed while watching them on a live stream. I know how difficult the emotional roller coaster can be, so you are 100% within your rights. NRL Head says, thoughts on that game, the Origin? Yeah, so there's not really much that I can say that hasn't already been said. Pretty much all of my analysis is just kind of obvious because it wasn't a very complicated game to analyze. Blues, first half, diabolical, didn't show up. It makes her a very, very good game 3. And the one sort of original point, I suppose, that I do have to make is that was the game Origin needed. This year, I think everyone kind of felt it. There was something missing. Aaron Woods literally said the whole grub thing to spark what was an otherwise pretty dead build-up. And that does happen when New South Wales win and look like they're going to win again. Origin is kind of essentially built on the fact that Queensland are the little brother in terms of like socio-political demographic stuff. Like New South Wales and Victoria, I suppose, are like the two big brother states. State of Origin is born out of Queensland sort of having to prove themselves, and they've had the much better rugby league team. But when the big brother's winning, it's a little bit boring. And I say this as a New South Welshman. I love when New South Wales win, and I would always want them to win. But Origin's built on Queensland having a fighting chance, the underdog kind of thing, in my opinion. So, there was that little bit of bitterness that you normally get wasn't there. And it meant it was a bit flat. But now with Queensland having done that in game 2, I feel like it's just ignited again. If New South Wales seriously had won game 2, we'd be going to a game 3, dead rubber in Sydney. I'm not saying nobody would care, right? But I think the build-up would be absolutely dead. And then going into next year's Origin series, it'd be like, okay, Blues have won 2 in a row now. Young team, you know, they're looking like they could go on with it. What's the point? in some, you know, respects. So, yeah. Pixelated NRL says, bro, where are you? I like the room. Well, I'm up at my family house. I wouldn't call this my childhood bedroom. I didn't really live here, but this is technically my bedroom. So, yes, I've got the Sports Shed TV charity match jersey. I've got Netherlands Rugby League jersey, and, of course, a Bloke in a Bar jersey. I'm seeing the players run out, so I'm going to switch to the game page. As always, I will tell you guys when the ball is kicked off so that you can sync up with me. Crazy Cool Cat has changed their name from Cool Cat. Good, I will remember that. Out of curiosity, is Polar here? Polar is the one who always like kind of lurks and then says like one message every stream saying, "Oh, I'm still here, by the way." So I want to know, is he here? I'm testing him. Does he just come and send a message and then leave? This is my test to you, Polar. Are you there? NRI Head says, show us the jerseys above you. I'm saving that as a halftime entertainment because they are cool. They are cool. Up the Milk says, Milk got a win, hopefully. Well, absolutely zero bias take from you there, my friend. Can't imagine why you might want that to happen. Yes, but no, this one should be... Look, I do hype up games a lot, and I won't deceive you guys. This isn't the best game that I've ever done on a live stream, but I'm not counting the Tigers out by any means. Canberra coming out of the bye, they were on a very, very good streak of form. Sometimes the bye can be a little bit disruptive, so we'll see how they go. This is not a sure thing by any means. We're seeing Adam G. I think everything's okay. Just taking a little while to actually get started. Okay. They're about to kick off. Not the biggest crowd out there at Campbelltown, but it is a Friday game. Ball has been kicked. If you want to sync up with me, and it will be Raiders with first possession of this one. Lancaster says, never forget who started saying Origin was dead after only a few losses. It amuses me that the Queensland team gets Origin, but their fans don't. Well, the New South Wales fans get Origin and their team doesn't. That is kind of funny. Yeah, but no, as I say, I think it was the result that Origin kind of, I mean, needed is a strong word. Origin would benefit from pretty heavily. Exposing the Leaguie headers, I don't have any on hand. I know there is some here. Maybe I could look for it at halftime. There's some Ferrari stuff. Regardless, Canberra working it out of their own end here. Horsburgh, another player. Oh, no, of course, he didn't play Origin. No. He was in the extended squad. I was going to say he was backing up from Origin, but he's not. Tarpany is a player who features in the video that I'm currently writing. You'll see that in the fullness of time. So first kick is actually a little bit shallow there. Interesting one. Skelton gets it somewhat easily, but not... I mean, there was a lot of distance to play with there. So, decent work. Messi the Best has came back from a DJ disco. Wow. I'm sorry that this stream has to be such a come down for you, because I doubt the intensity is going to be the same. Pixelated NRL says, do you think Panthers are going to pull out an upset? Hope not. I don't think that's likely. Warriors just have to keep doing what they're doing, really. They're not Origin impacted. Although, Barnett's out injured anyway. Panthers definitely are, and they've got that massive distance to travel. So, decent little set there from the Tigers. 38-metre gain, that's not bad at the very start of the game. Fido in a dummy half gives it to Luai. Okay, that could have been an obstruction. That was a weird one. He sort of... It feels like he put a bit more pressure on himself than needed. And is that a knock on Weeks? No, it's a penalty. Penalty for an escort against the Tigers. It's good when we get these early penalty calls, because it reminds me to bring up the little bit of software that I need to do this. Whoa. Penalty. Crazy. I know, right? How many views did Origin get? I have no idea. No idea. How the hell did Luai and Lomax not get suspended? I mean, Lomax, I'm not sure. Luai, Cotter did say he wasn't eye gouged, so maybe it just really looked bad, but wasn't actually. Fion Knix, thank you for the follow on Twitch, my friend, as well as Toshen, who I missed earlier. Thank you, appreciated. So just over halfway now. The Raiders. As I say, I'm curious to see the intensity with which they start this game coming out of the bye. It can be a blessing and a curse when you've got momentum like they had. So, Messi the Best, I'm up in my family house in Sydney. Will be for a little while, actually. It's going to be some time before I'm back in Canberra. So, I hope you don't get too used to the background. Although I do have some pre-recorded content from down there. Weeks takes that one. Couldn't quite get away from Adam Dewey there. A man whose position is... potentially under some threat with the train and trial signing of Taylor May. People are saying that he's the man who will likely be replaced in the team. So forward, I think they're off Hosking. Yes, that's the ruling. It was a good attempt from the back row over the top of Dream Buller, the fullback, but just couldn't get a good catch on it. Out of curiosity, for any of you, you don't have to be Tigers fans necessarily, but with Taylor May being at the Tigers, I think he's a very, very good player. I won't, everything about him as a person off the field that can be said has been said, but I'll just judge him as a rugby league player. He's extremely talented. Where do you guys think he fits into this Tigers team? I mean, he's on a train and trial, but I think in the not too distant future, judging from how good a player that he is. Leaguie, can you give me some content exposing Leaguie haters? I feel like it's my haters that give you content, is it not? So I'm over halfway now. Decent run there from Coruscant. Now Terrell May. Luai was upset about something there. He put his arms up in the air. Not sure what it was. But anyway, a 51-meter gain is not terrible, really, from them. Well, not terrible at all. I just banged my microphone. Oh, Buller nearly got that one. He went up for it. And it's a penalty Raiders again. So that's the second time that they've been down this end, the Tigers, and given away a penalty. In offense, really. It's an interesting one. Let's see, Weeks went up for it. It was Weeks against Buller. Buller pulls out. All right, okay. And it says it's a fair call. I don't know if there was any, like, attempted tackle or anything by Buller, but regardless. Yeah, I'm not sure that was a disruptor, but anyway. Lancaster says, I can't understand some of the reactions, though. Like, picking Kate Wall was a masterstroke. When New South Wales were holding the ball, Dearden's limitations were super clear as a 7. They got away with the not good pack and lack of long kicking in the first half because New South Wales refused to make them take it out of their own half. Like, we scored more tries, Queensland didn't beat us, we clawed defeat from the chore of victory. That is true. That is true. It was very much in our hands, and it was almost frustrating to watch that second half, seeing how good we could be. I was at a bit of a loss to explain the first half in many ways, and I think Laurie Daly kind of was as well. But hopefully what that means is that it shouldn't happen again. Pixelated, thank you. Crazy Cook at Leaguie in that one. That's I don't think he'll be featuring tonight, unfortunately. But he might. He might. Kick there from Fogarty. Taruva's wing. Didn't even go up to contest it. It's Jed Stewart. But nothing doing there. So a bit of a cagey... Geez, it's only been 6 minutes that have gone in this game. It's been... it feels like a lot has happened so far already. Just personally. All good, Brianna. No problem at all. Dean says, what's up, my guy? Make your bed. I know there's currently no sheets on my bed. I just didn't have time to before starting the stream. So I like it just being white. It's kind of inoffensive. There's already like enough going on here. I don't need like, fancy bed sheets or anything like that. So Up the Milk says, I don't know about that penalty from the kick. Yeah, he put his arms down, but I don't like us getting a penalty for that. Jeez, that was nearly a 40-20. Brilliantly kept in there by Jed, I think it was. And Kyle Weeks now returning the ball. Jeez, that was... I want to see a replay of that. That looked like some acrobatics, potentially. It was Appy Coruscant to dummy half. Why is it white? Well, that's not the mattress. It's like a cover over the mattress. Jeez. Jed was over the sideline. That's... I do kind of say this every time. As a former touch judge myself, and I do defend the referees, as you know, to high heaven, that's the kind of call I don't get. It's genuinely not that difficult to make a call like that. So, but anyway, we move, we play on. Cobra says, can you move to the side so I can see your dog better? Happy? Yeah, Coco, they love you. Yeah. It's just unfortunate positioning on her. Maybe I can move her. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh, she's like, no, don't go. Don't go. You need to pet me. You need to pet me, dude. I'll try and focus on the stream, the game, and the dog all at the same time. Who says men can't multitask? Brand says, props for speaking up against the Carews brothers. Even Kennedy Charrington commented on your post. She did. Her and many other NRLW players messaged me. So, no, it was... The response was incredible. And the number of content creators who expressed their support, both publicly and privately, was incredibly humbling. So, yeah, I was in 2 minds about posting it, but I'm very, very glad that I did. Tigers on the first in very good attacking field position here. They might well get the first points of this game. Oh, Coco's on the move. There we go. That's probably a better place for her to be anyway. Loy with a pass to the recently extended Heath Mason, if memory serves correctly. Is she a beagle? I have a beagle too. No, she's a Dutch breed. She's actually the only one in Australia, but it is kind of beagle-like. So... Coruscant with the ball. No look pass to Luai. Now there's some space. Buller gets it. Can't quite get there. That was decent defense there from Matt Timoko and Xavier Savage. One more to go here. Luai with it. He steps around Josh Papali'i. He keeps it through the hands. Mays with it now. Coruscant will put a kick through, trying to find Taruva. One-on-one with Jed Stewart. Ball finds the ground. Still ruled to be on the last. And they've ruled knock on Jed Stewart. Knock on Jed Stewart. That is my dog, Brianna, yes. Dean says, why it gotta be Dutch? Well, that's the way she's born. What? I mean, I used to live there, so we got a Dutch breed of dog. So, Pixelator says, who's the best player in the NRL right now, in your opinion? Well, right now is kind of the key thing, isn't it? I'm always a Cleary fan. I think he's the best player I've personally seen. But then if you praise Cleary in the current climate, you get called a glazer. So maybe that's not the best career move. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not Hugo Savala, is all I can say. May with a run close to the line. I'll talk through this set a little bit. As cool as stories about my dog are, I will mention this because this could be a pretty significant moment in the game. Kick through by Luai. Did Dewey get there? No. Okay, they're ruling knocked dead there by Canberra. Fair enough. Fair enough. The ball, we got a change of camera, so I wasn't sure if Adam Dewey got here. Nah. It was Savage. Can we get a 24/7 doggo streak? She's way too active for that. She will run, or like, just... There is absolutely no chance I could possibly know her location throughout the fullness of time. I know she's currently sleeping, and she looks peaceful. She ain't peaceful. She is 10 years old, and she still behaves like a puppy. It's great. I love it, but it's intense. It's intense. So Terrell May with a run up over halfway on the long dropout kick return. I've said it before, but I really feel, I don't know if I've seen others say this, I really feel like the long dropout is back, and that makes me very, very happy to see. Very happy. Luai with the ball. He's been quite ball dominant in this game, which, you know, you do expect with Galvin no longer at the club. It's Luai ball a little bit more so. The great twirl with it. Now through Mason. Okay, there's something going on there. No. Bullet just sets back inside. They've wrapped up in the end, though. Cobra donates $1.49 for your dog. Thank you very much, Cobra. I appreciate that. I'll make sure to give her an extra big pat on your behalf. May with the pass around the back. Luai's got it. I don't think he's grounded it. I don't think he's grounded this. but what is this play? What is this play? How has Terrell May ended up grounding this ball? We've got a no try. Let's have a look at this, because this looked crazy. How good is Rugby League? I agree. How good is Rugby League? So Luai got it off an offload for May. I'm quite confident he didn't get this down the first time. Let's have a look. No, Luai grounds it on Tarpany's leg, and then the ball comes free. So that's it. That's it. That's over. No try. Dean donates $5 saying, here's for the treats and a room tour. A room tour? I'm not prepared for a room tour. You have absolutely no idea how, like, the sheer volume of stuff that is currently... See that gap there between, like, the wall of my closet and my bed? That is just filled with unpacked clothes from me moving up here from Canberra. Like, chock a block. There is Ethernet cables. There is lighting equipment. I mean, I've got enough lighting for this stream here, but there is, like, everything. What I will do at halftime, I'll turn around and show what I've got up here, because I always teased it. I always teased that I had jerseys of the club that I support, and it is cool. It is cool. Tarpany the Goat saves a try from the eye gouger. Fighting words from up the milk. Very fighting words. No, that was great work from Joe Tarpany. Very, very good work. Dean says we want to see it all. I will show you what I'm comfortable showing you. Okay? We'll say that. Did you hear dog sign Latu? Wait, Lainu Fatu? Do you mean Latu Finu? Or are we talking about someone else? I didn't... If it's Latu Finu, I certainly didn't hear about that. And I'd find that a little surprising, given that they have Mitch Woods coming through. Knocked back there by Jed Stewart. It is Raiders on the attack on the last. Tarpany's got it. Is that clean by Coruscant? No, I think ruled knock on by Canberra in the end. You didn't get me exposing Leaguie haters. You didn't get me. I know how they look. Nice try, though. Nice try. I do appreciate the effort. Search it up? I guess I do have time, given that it's a captain's challenge right now. Did I press the right button? Yes, I did. No, it's not Latu Fainu. It's Finau Latu. Not Lainu Fatu either. Yeah, I know it is a little bit confusing. Latu Fainu, Finau Latu, there's Fainus, like, there's a lot, but yeah, different guy. I've got to say, I do not know Finau Latu, but I did know about that signing. I remember reading it and thinking that it was Latu Fainu. I haven't actually been paying attention to what this challenge is for. The devastating thing is I have no green Leaguie cordial here. So, okay, successful challenge, mutual infringement in the end. Raiders get 6 more. That is a hell of a challenge, especially this early in the game. It's always a risk, but damn, that's good. Kat says, your dog looks cold. I assure you my dog is not cold. It is rather warm in here. And she's used to a much colder climate. So, EB says, did you watch the Origin Under-19s last night? A lot of quality kids coming through the Titan system. Do you think they could keep them despite being not good? The thing I would say about that is that there always is good kids coming through at the Titans. That's not something new, unfortunately. I hope it works out for them. I really, really do. But, like, the number of Australian schoolboys halfbacks they've had, Ash Taylor, Tanner Boyd, Toby Sexton, Tom Weaver, like, they've always got the best halves prospects. Doesn't help them. What is effective on the rugby league field, though, is Joseph Tarpany. He is a hell of a player, and I'm currently, as I've teased, I'm writing a video at the moment, which you will see just before Rugby League 26 comes out. Joe Tarpany is involved in that video. Like, not personally, but I'll talk about him. And I'm very, very validated watching his performance so far in this game, because he, after the try saver at the other end of the field, scores there. That is very, very good work from him. Sorry, Jesus. Brianna, yes. No, I remember Riley Smith is your cousin. Nancy, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Did I miss earlier Harry as well on Twitch? If I didn't mention that one, I do apologize. Canberra is better than the West Bruvs. I mean, they're right up the top of the ladder. They're doing really, really well so far this season. And I do love the ball playing of Josh Papali'i there. One big man, two the other. They are best mates off the field. So that is very, very cool to see. NRL says, what's it about, the video? Guess you have to see. Give Doggo a hug for stream. After this kick, I will have some time. After this kick. Fogarty lining up the kick.
Don't miss it. Container, firstly. Shoot ice.
You can hear Adam, he's screaming it. Doesn't matter. He's got the kick. Jamal Fogarty turns 4 into 6. And Raiders get the first converted try of this game. Thumbnail's not made yet, NRL. Okay. I was specifically asked to hug the dog. Okay, hope you're happy. Look at that. She fits perfectly in this little, like, hole I've made for her. Oh, yeah, chair content. Wait, was that why? Did you just manipulate me into chair content? I swear. Have you pre-ordered Rugby League 26? Also, thoughts on the cover stars being a message with a white background. I don't think that's the actual cover of the game. I think they just haven't announced the cover yet. But I'm waiting until there's like not a physical version, a digital version on Xbox. I haven't been able to find it yet. I really hope that it does become available, because I'm not going to be in Australia when it comes out. So if it's only physical, it's going to be very difficult. But you're thinking big 2025. Sorry, I just ate. I'm straight up burping. That I can get it just digitally. Where is Chair and who the hell is that cheap Ottoman wannabe? Watch your mouth. Cheap Ottoman wannabe. This is prime IKEA stuff. This is like just absolutely top-notch Swedish plastic. Chair is still down in Canberra. There's going to be no Chair for a while. Honestly, couple months probably. No Chair before I'm back there. That is OG Chair. No. This is actually a fairly new Chair, to be fair. Anyway. So Taruva playing it on the 40. It was the West Tigers who looked the more threatening early, but Canberra only needed one opportunity down at their end, and the class did shine through. Dead Magpie, kind of new room. I mean, new old room. Just up at my family house. So, yes. Isn't this your OG setup? Oh, Weeks is through. I'll talk about that. Weeks is through another. He's got Savage in support. Either side. Now Strange gets it. Luai's chasing him. Luai clips him. Strange spins around. Jeez, how did they not score there? That was great work from Luai to chase him down. But they had support on either side. Are there numbers out there? There might be. Chris gets it. Gets outside Taruva. Gets it offload away. Jed, I think he's got it. It was a 2-on-2 situation. I'm waiting for the whistle. I'm waiting for it. He's got it. That is incredible. It took less than 20 minutes. Jed's on the board. Emily, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Damn. Show me. They show Ricky Stewart at any other occasion. Show him now. Surely. What a run from Kyle Weeks. He's capable of this so well. Gets away from 2. Mason as well. Had support either side. Strange just didn't quite have the pace to get away from Luai there in the end. But they did very, very well on the following play. It was a 2-on-2 situation, but they just had the wide pass. Chris was able to get outside to River. It was a bit of a wild offload there, but he got it done. And for the sideline, we'll see. No, that wasn't forward. Oh, is his arm? Let's see. God, you can see in the front there, his other child, Ricky. God, he looks a lot more like Ricky than Jed does. I don't really see much of a resemblance between Jed and Ricky personally, but anyway. Phoenix needs Savage to score. I'd say that's quite likely. EB, so my OG setup, I've actually had 3 in 3 different houses. I know I've only done the Leaguie for a year and a half, but I had a share house I lived in Canberra last year. I've got this, my family house, and now the one that you're more used to, which is my little uni accommodation room in Canberra with all the photos in the background and everything, and the green lights at the top. So this is somewhat OG. Dead Magpie says this should be an easy win for Canberra. It's looking that way thus far. That is for sure. Well, God, I'm looking forward to this Phoenix. Stat from Rando. He's got great stuff. I've collabed with him before, actually. Jamal Fogarty lining this one up from the sideline. I have missed a chance for a compensate soundbite. We'll see. He missed. I evidently didn't remind him to compensate, and that was the problem. That was clearly the problem. Here we go. Ricky Stewart's first try in the NRL was also in round 16. That is a great stat. That is a very, very good stat. Reece Walsh's understudy is back. Jet Bryce. I do remember you being in the last stream. It's a very literal username for you to have as Reece Walsh's understudy, to call yourself Reece Walsh's understudy. But very amusing. Very amusing. Katza says, "Oh, that sounded like a part of the property shortage problem, mate." Hey, I didn't have all 3 at the same time, I promise you. No, it was very, very hard to find a share house for 3 university-age dudes. No, I'm, aside from, this family home, I literally just have a room on a university campus, so I promise you I'm not part of the problem. Leaguie, being honest, do you have any channels that you haven't told anyone about? I actually do. Genuinely, no word of a lie, I do. I'll be completely honest. 100% I do. There is one that's out there that you guys don't know about. yet. Maybe you never will. Lancaster says, I've loved Tiger fans who spent a month blaming Galvin for everything, up to and including 9/11 and the war in Iran. It's funny seeing them molding over the other bad players. I love the Tigers, but damn, their fans are annoying. I think it's the trauma from supporting the Tigers during this rough period. I can't blame them. I can't blame them. Oh, I've just moved the camera. Yeah. Raiders have just got 6 more here. There we go. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. And yes, I mentioned Emily earlier. Cool. So Raiders, they haven't really struggled to score so far in this game when they've had attacking opportunity. Here we go again. I'm not telling you the name. You have to find out. Do some digging. Or don't. You'll find out soon. Maybe. Leaguie, bring the puppy. The puppy has her own free will. She can be wherever she wants. Starling in a dummy half. They're halfway through this set. Fogarty finds Strange underneath. Juggled it initially, but it's okay. You are the reason why people have a gaming setup crisis. That I probably am. I do have a lot of equipment for these things. Fogarty kicks. It looked like it was sort of for himself. Buller gets it. Will be forced in goal. Good work from Canberra there. Very, very good work. So, West Tigers will have to defend again. We've got 21 minutes gone so far in this game. It is not an F1 channel. It's not an F1 channel. Exposing the games. 21 minutes gone. They're trailing by 10. You do sort of get the sense that the Tigers can't let this lead get too big because they're a side who are already underdogs going into this. You wouldn't think that they're a side who can probably come back all that hard. So, short kick there from Coruscant. Buller gets it. That was unreal. And he makes a heap of ground as well. Nearly got up to halfway. Jeez, that's a 45-meter play there. That was brilliant. Hawk, it would be very, very good, very useful, but it's just not practical. It's so complicated to like stop and start the clock at the same time as the game. Sigvel, thank you for the follow. Appreciated. Without like genuinely taking from the game coverage, which even then I don't actually completely know how to do, but doesn't feel right. So Buller running at Ethan Strange, couldn't quite get to his outside. On the 4th, Mason with it. Is Mason sort of if you guys were the Tigers, is Mason your 5/8 moving forward? I know we've had a lot of discussions about Latu Fainu. But in terms of like alternatives, if Latu's not your option, I think Mason's probably the guy. Puppy name is Coco. Knock on there, Tigers. Skelton got the ball and just for the briefest second, he looked up to the line, but the knock on had already happened there. I can't believe I was fooled into chair content. Damn, you really baited me with the dog. Can't believe it. EB said earlier, I missed it, but I can see comments referring to it now. I think it's pretty disgraceful that the Carews brothers are far and away the biggest rugby league content creators on the platform, and they use said platform to defame and bash the NRLW. Well, I've certainly said my piece on it. They don't solely do that, and my original comment was actually saying I like their content, because generally I do. They're very funny, but not in that aspect. Chris is away, gets an offload to Strange. Starling is inside in support. That was a very early pass. Puts a kick in for Kyo Weeks. Or we could have a yellow line. We could. Oh, it's a try anyway. It's a try anyway. It's a try anyway to Tom Starling. Jeez, it could have been a professional foul, Luai. But we're going to be ruling a try to Starling anyway. That is a comedy of errors right there. The Canberra Raiders, when it's your night, and the ball is just bouncing for them right now. Holy. Jet Bryce official. Okay, that's good work. That's good work. Yeah, be proud of yourself, Jet Bryce. You're more than Reece Walsh's understudy. I thought Strange kind of blew it here by passing inside so early. But who was it? It was Skelton, and Skelton knocks it on, and Starling is still there, like a seagull on a chip. Chris got away from Mason. That was pretty poor defense, you'd have to say, from Heath Mason there. I want to see this one. He backed himself with the kick there to get it right for Kyo Weeks. Try confirmed. It's pretty poor work from Skelton as well. I know that's a tough one to pick up, but you know that the expectation is that he does. what a year Starling is having. Yeah, the Raiders have signed Jaden Brayley for next season. They've got Starling, they've got Owen Paddy. I'm not sure what the plan is. They do not strike me as a team that needs more hookers. But anyway. Thanks for the word of wisdom, Leaguie. Back yourself, bro. Back yourself. Lancaster, answering the question earlier, said, I'd be going Mason. He's a running half with crazy pace who runs it straight. If Luai's to be the main man, which he should be, then he's your best kind of 6. Finder would be best as a 7 or a ball-dominant 13, sort of Murray-ized Yo. A Murray-ized Yo sounds like an absolutely outstanding lock. So Fogarty with a kick here. This one you'd imagine he'll get pretty easily. And he does. It's been a great start to this game for the Canberra Raiders. 16 points to 0, 25 minutes gone. And I mean, look, I was just thinking earlier today about the 20-0 lead that the Raiders had in Canberra, that the Bulldogs chased them down on. Sorry, Raiders fans, to bring that up. We know that leads aren't entirely safe in the hands of the Raiders. But are the Tigers the kind of team that could do that to them? That I'm not entirely confident about. Do you reckon you could get Leaguie on tomorrow? I mean, I've told him the people want him, and he was like, I don't think I'll be on. So he's got his own free will. I've posed the question. We'll see. Cosmic, my dog is none of those, actually. You guys can look it up. I'll put the spelling in the YouTube chat so you can just copy it, because it's a Dutch name. Oh, no. Wait, no, I misspelt it. I'm removing that message. There you go. You can copy and paste that breed into Google Images and you'll see. Starling with a pass to Hudson Young up to the 40. Looked for an offload. Couldn't quite find it, but that's okay. That's a very, very slow ruck. Seyfarth is still staying down here. Alex Seyfarth. I am very surprised that Coco has not wanted to leave this room. Oh, he's cut badly there, Alex Seyfarth. Jesus. Kick from Fogarty. That is high up in the air. Buller's underneath it. Savage went to tap it back. Penalty Tigers. I think they're ruling that it was an interferer. It's spelled Koikrohoncha. No, like it's one or the other. It's one or the other. The j at the end of a Dutch word is like, it's a way of mentioning that something is small. So Koikrohoncha would be like a small version of that. So I'm just having a look at this cut on Seyfarth. This is why I like talking about the game and not playing it, basically. Lancaster says, and the Tiger flares at r/NRL, who just a few weeks back were basically... should I? I don't think... that's not very family friendly. I shouldn't say that. Basically, praising Heath Mason. Praising's a good word to use, maybe, if I'm going to read out the messages. And now turning on him. Poor guys. Look, they've been through a lot, Lancaster. They've been through a lot. But yeah, it's the pressure of the Tigers. It's like I said in the Every Team Roasted video. Your club is always in the spotlight, so at least, you know, the fans always know what's going on in there, but the downside is the fans always know what's going on in there. So Dewey with a pass to Luai. Again, just holding the ball, so is running it a little bit, or at least, you know, if the pass isn't completely on, he's not passing it. Bob, yes, it's just my bedroom, basically. Coruscant with a pass to Tarame. They've only got one more left here. They'll really want to put points on the board before halftime. I know we've still got 12 minutes, but they might not get many more attacking chances, really, in the rest of this first half. Mason just runs it on the last. Damn. Ganane thinks he didn't know it was the last. That's kind of grim. That is pretty grim. Dad Magpie, all good. See you later. Romy Toro says, please help Green. Oh, what did I do? Oh, right. He says, can I please come out of the closet? Please, this could be my real face reveal. Tiger didn't get the proper one. But if you let me out, I can. Please, please. It's hot and smelly in here. No. You got to stay there, brother. and at that exact moment, Aliana is like, yep, that's the content that I want to be seeing on Twitch. That is absolutely what I am on this platform for. Jet Price, that means a lot coming from you. She's not the most physically active at the moment, but I promise you she is. EB says, with Brayley coming next year and Cowboys need a dummy half, maybe Raiders could loan off Owen Paddy to the Cowboys for the season to gain experience. Could make sense considering he's a Queenslander. It's a good point. I'd be worried that he might not come back to the Canberra Raiders if he goes up there, though. I've got a mate who follows the Cowboys who seems to think they'll get Reed Marnie now, which does make sense, and I think that's a genuinely very good signing if they do. Oh, that was not exactly clean out of dummy half there. How will you celebrate your birthday? Well, that'll be probably about a week after the Roosters win the premiership this year, so I'll probably still be on the come down to those celebrations. What a take, Xavier Savage. Lost it on the way down? Jeez, that's rough. He looks like he's sort of hurt himself a little bit as well. It looked spectacular. I want to see this one here. It was a very good effort. It was a very, very good effort. Lancaster says, May could be winning himself a blue jersey, but is bottling it. On the eye test anyway. Done this every time he has an open spot. Is it a mental thing, or you think I am seeing things wrong? I don't even think he's really in contention at the moment anyway. So if it's a mental thing for him, maybe he knows something that I don't. But I can't see him getting into the blue side, at least for this year. So Buller with a pass to Fainu. Now finds the way again. Goes himself. Jeez, he nearly got through. Just reminding the Raiders that he does have a fleet-footed running game. They get 6 more now as well. Terrell May with it. Goes behind Coruscant. Oh, and it's been stripped. No, penalty, Tigers. Take the 2. React Bot, I think they should take the 2. React Bot, why are you letting me down, bro? There are people watching. React Bot, I think they should take the 2. React Bot is not behaving. This is devastatingly disappointing. Zayden says, are you streaming the Decider? I am not. I will not be in Australia. So, I'm probably gonna be watching that game in a pub or on a VPN or something. Either way, it's not conducive to live streaming. So, yes. Get the real React Bot. The real React Bot's just not on brand, not on topic. I've been putting off so long, like giving Smart Guy customized responses I want this React Bot to say, which will be very, very funny once I actually get around to it. Yeah, I agree with... Sorry, as Terrell May knocks on, but he's saying that he didn't. He's now saying challenge. He's saying challenge. He seems very adamant. Yeah, they will. I do agree with Lancaster, which I do find myself doing a lot. The Galvin signing is going to improve them a lot. He's a very, very talented player. We have, we love to hate him right now in the NRL world, and it's very understandable why. But when a guy like him comes on the market, if you have the chance to get him, you get him. So, you left React Bot in Canberra. Maybe I did. React Bot, are you there?
Even Newcastle's rebuild looks more promising than that thought.
Okay, well, he's only there when I shout at him, apparently. So, Terrell May was absolutely adamant that he didn't lose that one. They've challenged it. The challenge is unsuccessful. He's still mouthing away here, Terrell. And is being told off there by Ed and G. Did you watch Game 6? I did watch Game 6. I watched all of Game 6, and I cannot wait to watch Game 7. My interest in basketball has just been like bubbling away throughout my whole life, and I've never properly got into it. But this final series, man, I've gotten into it. I've really gotten into it. Gee, that's diabolical, by the way. I wish that Leaguie would shout at me like that. Damn. Damn. So 7 minutes left to go in this first half. Decent little defense here from the Tigers. That pushing Corey Horsburgh backwards on the 4th. And the ball comes free. Okay, you sense a little bit of momentum here for the Tigers. Stafford Toa went for the pass. Oh, he's straight through. Ankle tap there by Zach Hoskin. That might have saved a try. That might have saved a try. On the 0, this is a great attacking opportunity for the Tigers. Surely they get something on the board before halftime, yeah? Surely. We're not talking about the Newcastle Knights here. 6 more again. Jeez, they can't... I was going to say Knights are catching strays, but Tigers are getting all the opportunity that they could possibly want. Coco in the background doing some diabolical things. I know this is a family-friendly stream. She has no shame. I don't know why. So I know there's a game on. Why is she looking at the headboard? Like there's the rest of the room to look at. Luai with the ball. Sort of dummy to kick. Oh, Buller right over the top. Finds Skelton. 1-on-1 with Savage. Goes back infield. Now ball in the hands of Luai. On the 3rd. Coruscant with it. Mason. Yeah, up the milk. There's calls for that in a lot of different sports, but I just think it would be very disappointing. The referee would just be like, well, that's how I saw it. Jeez, that was... Oh, ruled knock on Canberra. So the Tigers are going to get this back again. Was there a little bit of rain I saw there? No. It's attacking set after attacking set. It was a kick put in by the Tigers. I thought it came off Raiders' legs. Where's the knock on here? Oh, just there on the ground there from Kyle Weeks. Yeah, the touch he picked up on that one. This isn't the Coco Melon. No, it's K-O-K-O, to be abundantly clear. No relation to Coco Melon. Coco. Hello. Hello there, little dog. Look at her. Yeah, Cokes. Oh, that's great. Great content. They love you, Coco. They really do. Yeah, they do. She knows my laughter. She knows that that's a very positive emotion. Do you want to come here? Do you want to come here? Yeah, there we go. She is the goodest girl in the world. Tigers on the attack. I hope that's better than the Coco Melon you were promised. Oh. On the 2nd. Will Tigers get something on the board? I want to see yeses and nos in the chat. Buller. Now there's a chance. Toa gets it. No, there's nothing doing there. Buller gets it back. They're going to spread it back the other direction here. Fainu gives it to May. It's just, it kind of looks a little bit side to side at times here for the Tigers. No, people are saying no, Tigers are not going to score. Nay, we've even got a touch one. Over the line there, but not grounded. So this one will go back to the 10. This is the dream, watching rugby league while patting the dog. I have to like go back here so I have enough arm length to give her a belly rub. This is the content that you all came here to see. So Coruscant with a pass to Sione Fainu. Nothing doing there. One more. Coruscant will be a dummy half. Gives it to Luai. He's going to kick across field. It's a little kick in low. It's a grubber. Hudson Young picks it up and streaks away downfield. How many tackles was that the Tigers had from the Stafford Toa 0 tackle? I mean, it was crazy. There were so many of them. How many do they need? Coco's about to fall off the bed if she gets any more. Okay. Cosmic says, Phantom and I were talking, and we thought it would be a good idea for Origin and Grand Finals, instead of one ref on the field, they have two, which could help with calls being made. Oh, was that high contact on Hosking? There would be riots in the street if you had different ways of officiating for State of Origin and Grand Finals. Plus, I mean, one of the most controversial calls in Grand Final history, or this one, again, sorry Raiders fans, that was the second referee on the field, so... Yeah, I like the thinking, but I don't know if the standard of officiating has actually gotten worse in the one referee era. I think it's that we always just kind of say the refereeing is bad. Geez, Mason did well there holding on to Hudson Young. If Raiders get a try here, that is a dagger in the heart of the Tigers. Absolute dagger. Chris gets it. Couldn't find an offload for Jed Stewart. Coco is in dreamland right now. Absolute dreamland. Starling with a pass away to Fogarty. He'll kick across field. Probably not as long as I might have expected. Ball bounces and Adam Dewey gets it. After, I could just visualize it. After all those attacking tackles that the Tigers had, Raiders getting a try immediately. But no, 2 minutes left to go inside this first half. Looks like it might well end 16-0. Phoenix says, I was away when that call happened. We saw the 6 again call. And then we lost reception. Didn't get it back until after full time. Jeez. That was a hell of a moment for me. Cokes, you're going to fall off. You crazy dog. He's going to fall off the bed. Lancaster says, this is a good yardage set. It's definitely... I've seen worse ones from the Tigers. Skeleton with it. I'm trying to make sure this little dog doesn't go tumbling. You can't really see it. Look how close she is to the edge of this bed. She's going to fall. I need to, like, keep my arm there. Luai with a kick on the last. Mason gets it. But that's it. He dies on the last tackle. Cosmic says, I'm super surprised that you weren't scared when I said Phantom and I were talking like we are the 2 most murderous fans you have. There are other fans that are more scary. Keto, I don't know if he's here or not. He straight up just calls me daddy all the time. And I'm like, that's, we're getting into very parasocial areas. So that's probably what I'm more concerned about. With all love and respect to him. Dean says, when passing the Toyota dealership on the Westgate Freeway in Melbourne, some people regularly turn their attention to the set of 18 flags, especially in August and September. Why? I do not know. There was a lot of details in that. Are they all gonna... Is this a joke? Are they all gonna come into the punchline? Be very, very creative if they do. Jareem Bull is grubbing for himself. Now Ethan Strange has got it. There's 16 seconds to go. Now it's Savage with the ball. Will they try and maybe set up for a field goal? He kicks for himself. Held back, potentially. No, rule play on. Buller kicks for himself again. Rugby League. I love this game. I love this game so much. That is funny as hell. That is funny as hell. Cokes, what did you think of that first half? She sniffed the microphone. That's unreal. This is a riddle? It's a riddle? A riddle. Toyota dealership? Westgate Freeway in Melbourne. 18 flags. I know flags are like an AFL thing. Is it to do with that? Toyota 18 and the time frame of the question. Toyota 18, August and September. Is that Toyotathon? Is that an American thing, or do we have it here in Australia as well? Lancaster says, how can you not be romantic about rugby league? Well, this is, I mean, I've said this myself, right? In the short that I made, calling out that stuff about the NRLW, a lot of people, I mean, like, at least like 20, commented and messaged me privately saying, damn, the hope she sees this, bro. They ain't gonna let you hit, bro. The Huzz are gonna love this, bro. And I'm like, no, to be honest, I can genuinely say that this is way more out of romantic interest in rugby league than girls. I was just doing it for the good of the game, straight up. Not the good of the girls. So... Okay, I almost had it. It's AFL related. Well, okay, maybe I should kind of take some pride in the fact that I didn't immediately get it, given that it's AFL related. So, Toyota, are they a sponsor of someone in the AFL? Is that like... Is there a team that's won 18 flags that are sponsored by Toyota, and they display their flags? That might not be a real, it might just be like kind of a general knowledge question. Danny says, very harsh on Mason, just needs to work his defense out in combination with the back rowers. Don't think there's a world where we win this, but I don't care. Mason in attack has been all right. Just got to work some stuff out. Did he play half coming through? Because I knew him as a fullback, given that he debuted as a fullback. But yeah, so if he didn't play halves coming through, yeah, it's going to take him some time to adjust to that. Attack has been sloppy. There were some poor moments. So he was a 6 before a fullback. Okay, right. So he would know the fundamentals. I'm gonna show you guys the maybe I've hyped this up too much. I don't know, the display that I've got behind the camera. But now I want to know the answer to this flag riddle. Are there? The West Coast Eagles won in 2018, and Toyota sponsors the AFL. But we're talking about something in Melbourne. Are there 18 AFL teams? Maybe. I think there might be. Is it like a flag for every team? Maybe? We need answers. We need answers, dude. God damn it. I'm not turning around this camera until we get answers on this AFL riddle. I've never cared so much about something in my entire life. This is all I need. Danny says, I think the Pens on Buller at the start were harsh in today's game, Pens, but it's still a bit harsh. I wasn't really sure with that disruptor one. I didn't see much contact, but anyway. You're not wrong. Rugby league history. The men from the capital are winning this game comfortably. I've already got the Canberra Raiders theme song open in a tab. Granted, I have the Tigers one as well, but I was rather confident. Come on, D. Yeah, I'm not the only one here. You got us all waiting on tenterhooks. Mr. T says, I just joined. Why are we talking about flags, Toyota, and the AFL? I kind of had the same question. Old mate roaming to Rome's given us a riddle to do with all of them, and I can't quite figure out all of it. And now I'm worried it's been built up too much. I think I might have solved it, because I think there might be... Are there 18 AFL teams? Has Dean just given an impossible riddle to answer and then left? That would be so very funny. That'd be incredibly funny. Okay, he doesn't seem to be here. Oh, here we go. The 18 flags are the teams. They change the flags positions based on the ladder position of the team, because AFL is massive in Melbourne and they're a sponsor. It's a fun thing for the locals. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now we just need Telstra to do that for the NRL at a Telstra dealership, maybe. Glenda says Daily Cherry Evans. Poetry. Unfortunately, this is not Daily Cherry Evans. We could call this one Bronson Cherry if you want. Okay, so I'm doing this because a lot of you guys want to see it. Basically, to give you some backstory, this is actually the first time I've been up here since I revealed what team I support, even though that seems like 25 billion years ago. But I was always a little bit worried that my camera would have like some sort of software malfunction or whatever, because I use my phone as my camera, and it would like flip to the front camera, because you would be able to see what is behind the camera, which would immediately give away the team I support. Here it is. Hang on. Oh. Hey, look at that. Okay, so focusing on this one first, obviously it's the home jersey. That is signed by the entirety of last year's squad. Was it last year? No, sorry, year before, 2023. Signed by all of that squad, but also in the middle, it's a little bit hard to see. Right on the point of the top V, you can see SBW. Signed by Sonny Bill Williams. Mitch Orbison signed that one as well. So a couple of legends. But one that I'm equally as proud of, really, is this. This was signed by the 2023 NRLW Premiership, not Premiership winning team, but team. A lot of those girls obviously went on to win the Premiership the following year. I'm very, very proud of these two. But yes, you can see why I was always very concerned that, because that'd be it. It'd be immediately absolute problem over, club revealed. There's my light. There's me. Whoa. Oh, Jesus Christ. Content. Bah. Is that? That's in position. Hell yes. Cat says 25 billion years ago, mate, the world is 4.5 billion years. Your honor is unreliable. I am lying to you guys. Oh no, I'm deceiving you. Devastating. How are you ever going to believe anything that I say again? Shelf tour? I mean, there's nothing too bad on the shelf. It's just a bunch of wires and a Nintendo Switch. I could give you more dog content. But no, yes, it is, we were talking, oh, yeah, sorry, Up the Milk says you should now show us where you put your Chook's underwear. I do not have Chook's underwear anymore. I might potentially have had some in the past. No promises either way. I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm not ruling it out as something that potentially happened in years gone by. Where do your books stay? Under the bed? I've got like a second shelf. What I can show you, actually, Koi Tony. Thank you for the follow. I was going to say Katoni. This is a bit of a collector's item as far as I'm aware. I don't think it's particularly new because this has been around the house my entire life, all of my 22 years of existence. A Sydney Roosters plushie toy. Maybe one day, if I keep this in good enough condition, it'll be worth $1 billion. But yes, as you can sort of see, I was indoctrinated as a baby. I never knew anything else. So don't blame me. Cosmic has that. That is very funny. Coco's just thinking, who are you talking to? Look at that confused little look. That poor dog, she's like, dude, are you talking to me? Why are you looking in the camera? Now she's given up. Sorry, Cokes. You must be very confused. EB says, have you played Red Dead Redemption 2? I have not, but I've owned it for like 2 years. Maybe if I were to start a gaming channel, then I could do it. Surely get Leaguie out. I mean, I asked him, but he was very non-committal. He might walk in at any random point. I gave him my permission, but we don't know. O'Brien 024, is that the real Adam O'Brien, or is that the O'Brien from O'Brien? Either way, can you give me very good NRL scoops if you're Adam, or can you please fix my Windows? I feel like I have benefits either way here. Give me discounts. Clip that. What did I do that was that clip worthy? This is the thing with Livestream. I said this before. It's just all you guys are hearing is a continuous thought stream. And I tend to, like, I have no idea what I was saying 15 seconds ago. I completely forgotten. Not the slightest, foggiest clue. You guys can just go back in time and have a look. I can't. So, now I'm like, what did I do that was worth clipping? Oh no, what did I say? Earlier, I do want to give some highlights to this. Rugby League history said, Canberra has a 31-year premiership drought, but nobody talks about it. The media or fans, yet Parramatta and the other teams that had droughts cop it all the time. That's not untrue, but also kind of no one talks about the Raiders to some respects. Para are obviously in that Sydney bubble, and there's going to be a lot more attention on the longest drought than the second longest drought. But it's true. It's equally as valid. I've said this before. I would love them to end it this year. I think it would be so cool for Rugby League to have, I mean, obviously a non-Penrith winner, obviously a non-Melbourne Storm winner, but reward that very committed fan base. So it appears, Lancaster says, it appears the plan went from Inshallah, Appy carries us to Inshallah, Appy and Luai carry us, and it's not working. Doesn't seem to be. Terrell May has, I want to have a look at his stats, because I'm pretty bad at like being able to identify when a forward has been like involved in the tough stuff all that much. But I've probably seen him have better halves. No, to be fair, I get 118 running meters. You can't scoff at that. That's pretty outstanding in one half. That the next best for the Tigers is Buller with 112. But looking at, this might be telling. Looking at the other forwards of the Tigers, Terrell May has 118 running meters. The next best is Fanua Bole with 55. Fanua Bole's played half the time that Terrell May has, in fairness. But a guy like Samuel Afinu, Alex Seyfarth, have both played as long as Terrell has. Have a look at the Raiders. None of them have cracked 100 meters. So Terrell May's got more meters than anyone else in this game. Before I just blatantly criticize him. My bad. Kat says, are you saying that Panther fans aren't a committed fan base? Well, their crowds this season would kind of suggest they're not. No, I know they're playing out in Parramatta, and that it's often Thursday and Friday games. But no, of course, but Raiders definitely are as well. Dean says, I haven't heard the sound or live stream. That makes me so incredibly happy. I did fix it. I want to make this clear. I finally identified it, and I fixed it. Last stream, it was still firing off sometimes. But that makes me very happy to hear that. EB says, thoughts on Fotuaika playing 20 minutes with 0 to no impact. I reckon Corey Horsburgh could play more minutes and make a bigger impact with Fotuaika's time. Big Red has become undeniable this year. I would have had Horsburgh in there from the very, very start. I've never... As I say, with forwards, sometimes I do find it difficult to identify good performances, aside from like the flashy stuff that's obvious. I've never really seen it with Fotuaika. Like, given how many Origins he's played, he's never struck me as like a player who like should definitely be there. I don't know if I've ever picked a Maroon side that had him in it, necessarily. And I understand guys like Lindsay Collins, you pick even when they're not in great form at club level because they just perform in Origin. Is Fotuaika that guy? I might be missing it. I don't know. The players are running out, so I'll switch to the page again. But Horsburgh has I think a very, very high ceiling. So Rugby or 2 says, "Where's your brother? Show us your brother." His I've given him permission to enter this room at any point during this live stream that he wants. He might not, but he's allowed to, and he knows that. That you guys wanted to see him, so... Okay. Welchie says, do you think that Finder will go into that 5/8 role over Mason? Oh, we've just seen Terrell May fall over the advertising hoarding. Oh, that's great. I've got to note that down for the rewind at the end of the year. That's hilarious. When do you ever see that? That's going to be posted on Reddit, I'm sure. Straight from falling over the advertising hoarding into a back fence carry. Love to see it. Love to see it. EB says, does he look like you, my brother? No, I've never seen a similarity between the two of us. So, Cosmic, are you sincerely asking me to show the stream? Surely you've been here long enough to know I can't do that. So on the third here, the Tigers, they're just up over the 30. Finu's got it. You do get the sense they probably have to be first to score. If the Raiders get this out to 22, psychologically, it's such a big thing, you know. Because do it, or at least look at this. The coverage of the game. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Is that your brother sleeping behind you? Yes. This right here, my brother, Leaguie. He looks like a dog now. It was an operation. It was a whole thing. Very traumatic for the family. I prefer not to talk about it if it's all okay with you. Obviously, as you can see, it went terribly wrong, and it turned into this absolute abomination of a creature. Poor Cokes. League, stop showing us the game. Now that's one I haven't had before. That is one I have not had before. Dean says, can I illegally marry someone? Yes, you can. There is multiple ways to do that. One that comes to mind is if they are a minor. Probably a minor. I don't even really like that song. I just know that line. Skeleton with a decent run there. Rugby League history says the Leaguie has surpassed all his other contemporaries. Well, that's a very formal compliment you've given me there. Thank you. Appreciate it. I disagree, by the way, but I'm glad you think so. So on the third, Tigers in decent field position here. They're up over the 40. Finally gets it back inside to Terrell May. Stepping around, gives it back to Sione Fadu. I should specify more which Fadu I'm talking about here. NRL head, that'll be out like in the week leading up to RL 26. Because that'll be the first content on it, so. Oh, it's Latu Fino in 16? Geez, he looks a lot bigger than I thought. I thought that was Sione. Is it? Yeah, that's kind of crazy if true. Oh my god, it is. What the hell? I keep calling him Sione Fino. No. Okay, Sione's in 15. Latu's in 16. Latu looks hench as hell. Was he always this hench? I know he was like... I saw him getting a little bit bigger in recent years, but geez, he looks like a forward. Absolutely. Play him as a 13. For sure. Buller knocked it on. It's just not happening. It's just not happening for the Tigers. A605 Yard. That's a new name. I'm quite confident I haven't seen that before. Do you think every NRL game should have commentators at the game? It would be cool, but it's not necessarily necessary. As long as there's a sideline commentator there, you don't actually have to be at the game to be able to commentate on it. Any news on the Perth logo? I have seen on Reddit the font type has come out. Which looks very cool, assuming it is legitimate. That was on r/Perth Bears, I think. Excuse me. But I heard from Retro Rugby League that they were looking to announce it during Game 2 of Origin, because obviously that's in Perth, but there were some factors that pushed it backwards. So, Up the Milk says, Mr. Leaguie, please do something a little quirky and share all the numbers on your credit card number. Okay, good. I'm covering the back. That would have been very funny if I showed you the 3 cheeky numbers on the back there. No. That was probably risky. If you enhance enough and then use a reverse technology, like there's some photos back there actually. You could use the reflection of the light in the photo frame to find my card number. You would have had access to all of $3. Crazy. EB says he was a scrawny... Can I say that word? Is that not a problematic word at the moment? He was a small individual last year. No, he's gotten big. If the plan is using him as 13, that is cool. That I love a ball playing 13. I love a Kurt Mann. Make him Kurt Mann. Forward pass. It's Jesus. Poor Tigers, man. Poor Tigers. Jason J. Edmund, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. What are we up to on Twitch? 543. Hey, that's crazy. As well as Catherine Thompson. 544 now, surely. Lancaster says, I don't know if that production frame skip was deliberate, but it was comedy gold. Was that something I did or the coverage did? I'm assuming the game because I didn't do anything very special. Chris with a run there off the scrum. Benjamin Marshall is cracking under thy pressure. I haven't put pressure on him. I mean the pressure. But yeah, no, he's it's becoming harder to defend. I will say that. Yeah, I'll give you a 3 on the back and my pin code. 100%. You know, Evie might be onto something here. Has Latu taken the Super Soldier Serum? Is that what they've got out there at Concord? When they say Center of Excellence, is the excellence they're talking about straight doping? Maybe. Maybe. Captain America? Nah, Captain Tonga. Latu, find him. Kick from Fogarty in behind us. Weighted beautifully. Strange. Has he got there? No, he's not claiming it. The Raiders fans in the background are certainly claiming it. I'm gonna say he hasn't got this down because there is not the slightest celebration from Ethan there. No, has he knocked it on or was it kicked by Toa? No, it's knocked on. Gaming Boss says, Leaguie, if Cleary's injured, who are you picking? I know this is controversial, but Chad Townsend hasn't had... Couldn't get through it. Well, assuming Moses is... Yeah, he's out for the whole series. It's hard to look past Isaiah Katoa. He's the next best, form half. He's clearly very mature. He's already captained the Dolphins. Why not? Or no, he's captaining the Dolphins. I think he's captaining them this weekend. Why not? Go for it, lad. Yes, one wheel. It was indeed. I know, tried. Yeah, all rugby league history. All the Raiders fans certainly thought so. Can't imagine the sheer effort of making that trip from Canberra to Sydney. Just completely alien to me. It's not like I've done that a billion times. I've even got my favorite interchange on the road there. That's how much of a nerd I am for that journey. Coruscant actually got the 6 again. He was still doing these ways. That's very, very funny. Teddy or Dylan Edwards? You're asking a Roosters fan. I would have had Teddy there in this series. I love him. But Edwards has done a good job. Good enough, for sure. Is there anyone else... on the note of the half thing... sorry, I just noticed that there were dropped frames. Hopefully that's not persisting. I think it might just be an internet thing. Seyfarth has scored a try. There's about 3 things that I want to talk about right now. All were going through my head, and then Alex Seyfarth scored a try, and that has to kind of overrule everything. They finally have points on the board, 16 points to 4. What I was going to say was, in the Cleary being injured thing, aside from Katoa, are there any other realistic options that I'm not thinking about? Reynolds, maybe? Anyway, Tigers have unironically scored points. So that's great for them. If it kind of looks like the stream is not doing very well right now. It is my own internet. There's nothing I can particularly do about that, unfortunately. While I am live, I just kind of have to hope for the best. So apologies if it's starting to look bad. But looks like it might be fixing now. I've apparently dropped 25,000 frames. That's a lot of frames. So, okay, Adam Dewey with a kick. You just know it has to be. Surely, I mean, this is not the hardest kick I've ever seen. Surely he gets this one. Lines up the kick, and he's got it. He's got it. There is actually one thing I can do, now that I think about it, to solve a bit of the internet thing. Sam, thank you for the follow. Okay, I've just closed all of the unnecessary tabs. So hopefully that'll fix it. No, Mr. T, it is indeed my internet, unfortunately. Jeez, I'm leaking frames here. I'm not sure how bad this looks because in my software it looks fine, but anyway. Oh my god, okay, Cosmic Frog. Let's get into this one, ladies and gents. You and a friend go on a trip through the dense Amazon rainforest. As you walk through, you feel a sharp pain in your neck, and you then pass out. A couple hours later, you wake up in a wooden cage. Your friend who was in the cage next to you and has a drink in his hands. The leader of the tribe who captured you asks you, tell me how you wish to die, and we should kill you that way. Your friend has chosen to die of poisoning. What will you choose? I've heard this one before. Many years ago. Like 10 years ago. But I have heard this before. It's to do with how the friend dies. Let me think about it. There's another question from Roaming to Rome here. What is rugby league called in non-Anglophone nations? I know in France it's rugby à 13, rugby of 13. In the Netherlands, there's not a specific word for it. They just say rugby league, but in a Dutch accent. Rugby league. The streams here. I can try and reset stuff. I'm trying to see how it looks. Here come the Tigers, bro. Okay, wait. I take it you guys can hear me now. The problem isn't... Oh, God, wait. Is it solved? Maybe it's not solved. No, I think we're okay. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Try. The Tigers. The Tigers are straight back in this. It actually still doesn't look good in my streaming software. It's looking pretty grim actually. But hopefully this look, we've got 20. It's still 26 minutes to be fair. That's a long amount of time. I've screamed throughout my house. Any non-essential internet users, get off the internet. So hopefully that fixes it. What on earth has made Black Quib want to follow at this point? Is kind of crazy. I'm lagging like crazy. Oh, for God. I sound... Oh, at least I sound clear. I could just... I could... I could do that. Then it doesn't really matter. We can become a radio show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Leaguie FM. Today we have a West Tigers comeback. It is unlikely against the Canberra Raiders, but here we are. 10 points to 16. Kick to come. That was like, whoa. That was heaps more sensual than it needed to be. Okay, Adam. Okay. Hi again, it's me. Yeah, I think you can hear me now. Look, firstly, I want to say Magawano following at that exact moment. That's crazy. Black screen content, is that's that's what you're a fan of. I know it's really janky. There's not a fix to this, unfortunately, guys. I might have to just end it, because I know it looks terrible. The internet is it's just died in this area, so I might have to leave it there. I've just blacked the screen just so it's less obvious. I don't think we're back. To tell you the I can't even watch the game. I have not. Is the score still even 16-12? I don't know the answer. So we might have to leave it there. There's only 4 of you still here, so I think that's probably the way to go. What I will say, hopefully this doesn't impact the streams tomorrow. I will judge the internet throughout the day, and we'll see how that goes. But the internet here was always going to be a little bit worse than Canberra. It's been good enough in the past. So, anyway, thank you all for being here. All 4 of you that are still watching. Thank you for hanging out. Unfortunately, yeah, couldn't get to the end of this one, but I'll try and fix this tomorrow. If not, I will announce it in a community post on YouTube and on my Discord. But until then, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Say bye to Coco. And I'll see you later.